Hello, everyone. I'm Dwayne Bonifer in the Lindsey Wilson University Office of Public Relations, and this is The View from the Hill, the podcast of Lindsey Wilson University. Every week during the academic year, The View from the Hill features conversations with some of the people who help create the dynamic, living, learning environment that serves the educational needs of every Lindsey Wilson student every day. In this sixth podcast of the 2025-2026 school year, we'll look back on what was a very memorable and successful Malvina Farkle Day. You would be hard-pressed to find an event as unique or as meaningful as Lindsey Wilson's Malvina Farkle Day on another college or university campus. Named after a mythical Lindsey Wilson graduate and employee known for her dedication to service and good times, classes are dismissed on Malvina Farkle Day, while students, faculty, and staff spend the morning working on community service projects on campus and in the region, and then they enjoy an afternoon of campus games and activities. This year's Malvina Farkle Day, which was held on Wednesday, September 24th, was different for several reasons. It was the first celebrated as Lindsey Wilson University. The morning gathering featured a short performance by the Lindsey Wilson Singers, and it also included students from area high schools. You can see more than 1,000 pictures from Malvina Farkle Day 2025 by dialing up the university's Flickr page, and that address is flickr.com/Lindsey Wilson College/albums. Throughout this year's Malvina Farkle Day, I visited many of the nearly 24 service locations where Lindsey Wilson students served in the region. And here are some of their thoughts, reflections, and impressions of the day.
Hey guys, I'm Luau. I'm from Tucson, Arizona, and I'm a senior here at Lindsey Wilson. And Malvina Farkle Day means to me is giving back to the community any way that we can, any shape. A lot of times, it's a small-knit community, what I've noticed so far, and us being able to give back to the community and show our faces, I guess like the livelihood of Lindsey Wilson, be able to give it to the community and show them what we can do for them, show the appreciation we have for this small town, goes a long way. And just doing any capacity we can, one time at a time.
Hi, my name is Max Groom. I'm a senior here at Lindsey Wilson. I'm from Perth, Australia. My major is business management and marketing. What this day means to me is just to give back to the community and just show our appreciation and just help out as much as we can.
Now, when you guys first heard about Malvina Farkle Day when you were freshmen, did you think it was kind of a strange day, or what was your first thoughts when you heard about it?
Well, this is actually my first year here. I'm a transfer senior, so this is my first time hearing about it. But I was just happy to give back to the community and show that we appreciate everyone and that we can help out and do what we can.
Honestly, when I first heard about it, I thought it was like, no school. And then I realized how much of a big thing it was for the community. And it was amazing to see the mayor show up and show support for it. Like, it's Malvina Farkle Day. I noticed how much the community really loved it and giving back to it. So I just felt the appreciation, and I felt like it was a family almost. So I loved being here with it, being able to experience it.
My name is Preston Parks. I'm from Bowling Green, Kentucky. This is my fourth year. I'm a senior, and this is my fourth Malvina Farkle Day. What I enjoy most about it, I just enjoy, giving back to the community. My first year, I wasn't in the education program, so I was actually just helping out in the community, picking up trash, doing some good Samaritans. With the football program, in the past 3 years, I've been in the schools helping out with students. This year, I'm in the gym at Dare County Primary Center, and we've got some stations set up. I just like giving back to the kids, giving them stuff that I never got in school, and giving them the best PE experience that they can have, and giving them a great day.
My name's Jake McQuarrie. I'm from here in Columbia, Kentucky. I'm a sophomore, and this is my first Malvina Farkle Day. And my favorite thing about it is basically just giving back to the kids. I feel like the kids' biggest role models are people that are actually a few years older than them. So as soon as we all come here, they're like, these guys are superheroes. So, just giving back to them.
Lisa Newell-Hare. I'm an instructor of education at Lindsey Wilson University. I have the privilege of working with our pre-service teachers. And today we are here at Malvina Farkle Day, where it's a day of service. We give back, and it allows us to give back to our partners here in the community, where they allow our students to come in. They are able to get observation hours, work in the fields, and get that firsthand experience. Today, I am working my 8th Malvina Farkle Day, some as a alumni, where I was a student at Lindsey Wilson, and then now I'm working here as an instructor.
You're listening to the Lindsey Wilson View from the Hill podcast. I'm talking to Lindsey Wilson students who participated in this year's Malvina Farkle Day. Don't forget, you can check out pictures from the day's events on the university's Flickr page, and that address is flickr.com/Lindsey Wilson College/albums. Now let's get back to my conversation with folks about this year's Malvina Farkle Day. As I mentioned earlier, this year's Malvina Farkle Day expanded to include area high school students for the first time. More than 40 students who are members of the Beta Clubs at Adair County and Greene County high schools came to campus to decorate T-shirts for the Lake Cumberland Children Advocacy Center, assemble toiletry bags for Joy Ministries, and write letters for 4 organizations that work with people in need. The idea to invite high school students to Malvina Farkle Day came from Associate Director of Undergraduate Admissions, Hannah Peck. After we hear from Hannah, we'll hear from the advisors of the 2 Beta Clubs whose students participated in this year's Malvina Farkle Day.
I'm Hannah Peck, Associate Director of Admission at Lindsey Wilson University, and today is our first ever Service Learning Preview Day, hosted on none other than Malvina Farkle Day. And last year I was thinking, what is a day that I think highlights who Lindsey Wilson is, and how can we get students on campus that day? So thus this day was born last spring, and I reached out to groups that have service components at the high school level, and we had some alums in the area, and so this is an invitation only event since it was our first time, and so I invited some lovely alums from the local area, and they brought their Beta Club groups.
How's the day gone?
Oh, it's been amazing. Honestly, it's exceeded my expectations. The students have been super engaged. We have 3 different service projects that they're working on, and each student gets to work on all 3 projects and rotate. And honestly, they've just taken off with it. They have been creative and imaginative, but also productive. So it's been a great day. And so they get to choose, and they have scrapbooking material. So they're decorating the cards. That's what I was talking about when they're getting creative. They made beautiful cards in there with truly heartfelt notes. I went and looked, and I mean, they are just going above and beyond.
I'm Cecily Wisdom. I am a Lindsey alum. I graduated in 2023. I am now a teacher at Greene County High School, and I also serve as Beta sponsor there. We were super excited when we got this opportunity to come to Lindsey Wilson for Malvina Farkle Day. Our kids are super excited about serving, and they're passionate about it, and we thought this would be a great opportunity for them. So we're just excited to be able to help out.
When you were a student at Lindsey Wilson, what did Malvina Farkle Day mean to you?
It was exciting. It was a fun day of no class, but it was also an opportunity to get out into the community and maybe see parts of that we hadn't before and help out with whatever they needed. So
my name is Lydia Tiller, and I am an alum from the class of 2013. I am currently serving as Adair County High School's chemistry and AP chemistry teacher, along with being their Beta sponsor. And I'm also currently serving as the Kentucky Senior State Beta sponsor elect. So it's kind of like I'm the vice president of the Kentucky Beta organization. For me, I brought with me roughly 20-some students, and they were so excited. Of course, I caught some of them off guard because whenever I mentioned this at our very first meeting, I automatically started going, guys, we've been invited to something special. It's called Malvina. And I started the whole song, and they looked at me like I had 3 heads. But I absolutely love the fact that I get to bring them to like a day that meant so much to me, because as one of the Adair County natives that got to take people out into the community and show them what all Adair County had to offer, it's just so special to me. And now like some of my students are getting to do the exact same projects that I did, because I loved doing the t-shirts for the Lake Cumberland Advocacy group, and it's just amazing to see it like come full circle for me, and hopefully planting these seeds where they'll want to come to Lindsey Wilson, where they will want to hopefully continue passionately serving whatever community they join in their adulthood.
Now let's hear from one more group of Lindsey Wilson students and faculty members about the meaning of Malvina Farkle Day.
My name is Cheyenne Lucier. I'm from Bremen, Kentucky. I'm a senior theater and arts and men double major. This is my 4th Malvina Farkle. Every single year I've done it with the theater. The last 3 years we have come here to the high school to work with their choir and theater students, which is it's such a special thing to be able to work with them get to know the kind of things that they're working on right now, as well as let them in on what we're doing and building a community and a connection with them.
How do you think Malvina Farkle Day defines the Lindsey Wilson experience for you?
Well, it's just such a special occasion. I remember freshman year, I was a little bit scared about it because I didn't actually know what it was going to look like. I didn't know anything about it outside of community service, and now I realize it's such a special tradition. I can't imagine any college has something as special as this. It's just such a beautiful thing that we go out and we build these connections with our community and making sure that they know that we support them and that they're just as important to us and our school as we are to them and their community.
Hi, my name is Cassidy Phelps. I am from Burkesville, Kentucky, and I'm the graduate assistant for theater. I have been a part of, this is my 5th Malvina Farkle Day. We didn't get to do it my freshman year because it was 2020, so I started my sophomore year and then 2 years as a graduate assistant. And what it means to me is that I just love that we get to have a day where classes are canceled and we can really just focus on being a part of the community and kind of thanking them for everything they do for us and just being kind of involved. I like that we can build a partnership between places in our community, especially for us where we do theater at the university. So we kind of build relationships with the students who are involved in theater here at the high school to kind of have that relationship going between us.
How do you think Malvina Farkle Day defines the Lindsey Wilson experience? Because you didn't have it your freshman year, and then you've had it since you've been involved with Lindsey Wilson as a student, now a graduate student.
I think it really is just, it makes part of being a student. Like we say Malvina Farkle Day, everybody knows what that means after you have it your freshman year. I had a student this morning ask me, is this an all college thing, an every university thing, or just an us thing? And I said, this is just a us thing. It's just unique to us.
Hello, my name is Sabrina Ruiz. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, and I am a senior. My major is theater arts and arts administration, and I'm a music minor.
How many Malvina Farkle Days have you been involved with now?
This is my 4th and final Malvina Farkle Day because I'm a senior, but hopefully in the future I can see another Malvina Farkle Day.
You're wearing blue glitter. You were shooting bubbles out during the singing of the Malvina Farkle Day song. Obviously, you like this day.
I do. I love Malvina Farkle Day. It's one of my favorite days of our year, and I think it makes our school so unique. It's about giving back to the community, but it also shows students good principles of being a good person. And I think it's so cool that our school gets to encourage students to help others. They cancel classes so we can focus on our community, and it gives people the opportunity to understand why it's so important to do it, and it's in a fun way. Who doesn't want to be a part of singing a cute song about a possum and seeing Miss Mitten up on the stage? It's just so fun. It brings everybody together, and it's such a good time.
Sounds like there's nothing quite like Malvina Farkle Day.
There's nothing quite like it. This is the only other day that compares to Christmas.
Those are some of the voices from this year's Malvina Farkle Day. Once again, to check out the pictures from the day, go to the university's Flickr page, and that address is flickr.com, and that's Flickr without an E, /Lindsey Wilson College /albums. And of course, be sure to follow Lindsey Wilson on social media. That's where you can find nearly a dozen great posts from Malvina Farkle Day. And that's going to do it for this 6th edition of Lindsey Wilson's View from the Hill for the 2025-2026 school year. You can tell us what you like or what you don't like about this podcast by firing off an email to us at news@lindsey.edu. Either way, be sure to encourage your friends, your family members, co-workers, and neighbors to subscribe to A View from the Hill. They can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, as well as on the university's YouTube channel. View from the Hill is produced by Shelby Burton. She's Lindsey Wilson's Assistant Director of Public Relations and Media Producer. Until our next edition, I'm Dwayne Bonifer in the Lindsey Wilson University Office of Public Relations. Thanks so much for listening. So long, everybody, and have a nice day.